Located smack dab in the middle of Texas is an unassuming small town. In fact, even that may be a bit of exaggeration, because you may drive straight through it and not realize that you saw the entirety of Cross Plains. It really is a blink and you miss it town, with many a building abandoned or in disrepair. But every year, thousands of people from all over the world make the pilgrimage to a small, humble home in the center of town, the home of writer and poet Robert E. Howard. If you're watching this video, then chances are you're already familiar with Robert E. Howard, probably more so than myself, to be honest, and there isn't a top pulp author list without Howard being in the top 5. But when it comes to fantasy, it's not even close. The creator of such heroes as Cole, Solomon Kane, El Borak, and of course, Conan. The latter has been printed in nearly every country. I won't delve any further into his life, as fascinating as it was, only because it's been well documented by experts and I would only add some noise, though I will link some good videos about his life in the description, so please check those out. Friends of mine Andrea from Infinite Text and Chris from Liminal Spaces were discussing Robert E. Howard's house in a chat. I learned that the home is now a museum managed by Project Pride and that they are facing some trials. Chris, living 9 hours away, decided to make a road trip and visit the museum just to see what it's all about and maybe raise awareness if needed. Now, I only live a few hours away, so I decided to tag along with him. Now, I really like Robert E. Howard. I consider myself a fan, but kind of just in the starting phase. I've only read one of his books, and so I knew for a fact I would definitely experience some imposter syndrome going. But even so, I decided to go, and we hit the road. But I was not prepared for what I would experience. But first, a little bit about the home itself. Howard's father, Dr. Isaac Howard, ordered a kit home from Sears, and soon a train pulled up with all the materials. Kit homes were meant to be quickly assembled, and Isaac, his wife Hester, and their teenage son Robert moved into their new home in 1919. Why do I bring up the manufacturer? To highlight the fact that these kit homes, while affordable and convenient at the time, simply were not designed to last for over 100 years. Now, I've remodeled many homes in my life, and I had some expectation of what I was going to see. I know I'm going to see this. But to my surprise, Howard's home had been meticulously maintained. In 1985, the current owners started to see people show up at their house. Some were just looking for the road, others in small groups, knocking at the door and asking to come in and look around, all wanting to experience the place where this great author lived and wrote these timeless stories. But many of these pop-up oil boom towns were drying up and turning to ghost towns, and by all visible metrics, Cross Plains was headed in that direction. Then in 1988, Project Pride was organized with the goal of saving their town and projecting an image that they could be proud of. One of the keys to that goal was the Robert E. Howard Museum. So Project Pride purchased the home in 1989. It was in shambles, but with the help of the community and the Robert E. Howard United Press Association, they were able to fully restore it to what it was when Two Gun Bob was writing his stories. The home-turned-museum was listed in the National Register of Historical Places in 1994. I gotta say, I was blown away because it really was like I had been transported back in time. Not only is all the furniture and furnishings era-specific, but a vast majority of the original pieces have been hunted down and returned, an undertaking so massive that it boggles my mind. The books that Howard owned and read, letters from his friend H.P. Lovecraft, his bed, his workspace, his hat, paintings, even pieces of the original wallpaper. Every square inch of the museum is crammed with rare and priceless items, each giving us a glimpse into his life and accompanied with a story that you won't find on any Wikipedia article. While Chris and I were given a tour, there were multiple times that we would whisper to one another, "They really should make a movie about this." Let me put that into perspective for you. They should make a movie about locating a desk. It's actually that fascinating. I'm not even joking. And like all good museums, this one has a gift shop that's full of items that aren't available online. It's the only place you can find certain books, poem collections, and drawings by the man himself. Every year, in the second weekend of June, fans from all over the world travel to Cross Plains, Texas to attend Robert E. Howard Days. Obviously, it's similar to other conventions in the sense that there are tours, panels, and presentations, things like that, but it's so much more. In fact, it's often stated that it doesn't feel like a con, it feels like a family reunion, ending with a giant banquet to celebrate Robert E. Howard. Now, this is kind of a teaser. There is a much more in-depth video of our experience on Chris's channel, Liminal Spaces. I will post a link to that in the description, so check that out as well. The last place that Chris and I filmed of the day was the exterior facing the kitchen. This is the exact location that Robert E. Howard tragically took his own life at the age of 30. From there, we decided to add a stop to our trip and travel to the city of Brownwood, where Howard's grave was. Obviously, that's quite somber, and one might say, hey, that might not be the best note to end the experience on, but we both felt something quite unexpected. We weren't sad. Dozens of coins had been placed atop his grave. Not fair for the ferryman, but thanks, a symbol of appreciation for a man who inspired generations of readers and writers. Despite the tragic end of Howard's short life, we came away motivated to write, to create, and to make an impact with our imaginations, with our art. The Robert E. Howard Museum is not a place of mourning or solemn remembrance. It's a place of celebration. And if someone like me, barely considered a fan, can be so humbled, so encouraged, and so wholly impressed, then any seasoned lover of Howard's work simply must visit the Robert E. Howard Museum. Unfortunately, the home is in serious need of repairs. The piers that the home was built upon were brick and mortar, as opposed to being the much sturdier concrete and rebar that modern homes use. The mortar has been failing, and as a result, portions of the home are sinking. Now, they tried to, over the years, they jury rig them with, pavers or limestone blocks or wood. But as a result, it's just been sinking in the always moving Texas soil. The back of the home is nearly touching the ground. Now, honestly, I would volunteer to help make some of the repairs myself, but since the home is on the National Historic Registry, all repairs need to be made by historical specialists and experts, which it's obviously for the best. There's also termite damage and some other serious repairs needed. I'll also include a link in the description to the Robert E. Howard Foundation's YouTube channel, where they have more in-depth videos if you want to know more. But it is not hyperbole to say that the home is in danger, and it needs our help. Now, the Robert E. Howard Foundation and Project Pride, they've set up a fundraiser with the goal of $100K, and as of filming this video, they're already a quarter of the way there. So here's my plea to, number one, other content creators here on YouTube. Please use your voice and your platform to raise awareness about this, because ever since my visit there, I've talked to other fans of Robert E. Howard, legitimate fans of Robert E. Howard, that didn't even know this place existed. And number two, for all of us fans, and I do count myself among you, to come together and help save this home. From day one of starting my channel, I've been blown away by the sense of community that all of us lovers of pulp and vintage literature have. And this is a chance for us to truly make an impact. You guys know I never ask anything of you, really. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have memberships. I don't hide my reviews behind a paywall. I feel like you giving me your attention to watch my silly videos is more than I could ask for, or probably deserve. But today I will ask that if you're able to, please contribute. I mean, even if it's just $5 or $10, there's enough of us to make a huge difference. The link is in the description as well for that. It's legit. 100% of the proceeds go to Project Pride for restoring the home. So it's not like virtually every other charity. There's no middleman. You're not buying a CEO a jet, nothing like that. I will be visiting again, and I definitely will be attending Robert E. Howard Days this June. I live close enough by, and maybe we can coordinate a hangout or maybe a carpool type thing. I don't know. But what I will say is that despite the town being run down, it looks tired, semi-abandoned, there were new businesses starting up. This is just my opinion, obviously, from spending half a day there and just passing through, really, but the town of Cross Plains, Texas, isn't giving up and fading into the wilderness. The mission of Project Pride, it just might be working. So please give generously, and if I may, let me challenge you to give to the same degree that Robert E. Howard has given you. I have no doubt that between all of us here on this platform, viewers and creators, we can get them to that goal of 100,000. So thanks for watching. Click the link below, and let's do this.